How you guys doing? All right. Hey, really a very challenging week to get ready for a big time game and a physical opponent, the physical running backs, the physical style that they run at, and the way that they're very sharp in the run game. Our guys have worked very hard on that. Our offensive line has worked very hard on protecting the quarterback, on coming off the football and getting the run game better. Special teams, obviously, as we know, over the years, has come down to a big special teams play here or there to win the game. So it's been a very challenging week, but our guys have worked very hard. Our coaches have worked very hard. We still have some work to do. We have some work to do tonight. We have some work to do tomorrow, Saturday. But 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, we're going to be ready to play. And I look forward to a great crowd. It's going to be a great night.
Yeah, hey coach, this is Glenn West here with LSU Country. Just I guess talk about the secondary. This was a game last week where you guys dropped a lot of guys back
Yeah.
in coverage and might not be doing the same thing this week. I mean, just
No.
talk about how those guys like White and Jay and some of those other guys back there without Derek have really responded this week. In practice.
Really pleased with the play of Dwight. I think the guys answered the bell. He's come back from an injury that most guys would have been out for at least another month. He worked very hard and came back and played very well and made very few mistakes. I'm really pleased, obviously, with Cordell and having Jay Ward back is really helping us out. So I think those guys are playing really well. I think that you got a guy like Elias Ricks that he hasn't played his best game yet. He does play some. He does do some really good stuff, but he's got some improvement to make. But we're gonna have to tackle. We have to cover those guys man to man. There's gonna be a lot of singled up on their receivers. We have to cover them. We have to pass rush when we get a chance. But the object of the game is to be able to stop the run and tackle.
Hey, Coach, a couple of questions. Derek Stingley, do you think he's going to be out for this game?
I don't think there's any way he plays.
Okay, got you. And you mentioned the physicality. How do you prepare the team for that to say, hey, look, this is going to be a hard hitting. You got to put your head down and make some big
Yeah,
tackles and everything.
yeah. Well, yeah. First of all, we want to keep our head up when we make tackles. Eyes up and head up, right? But we want to see what we hit. But we have to be low. You're right. The running backs run very low. We tried to simulate their running style all week, practice tackling. Obviously, you can't do it when you're taking the guys to the ground. We practice how run fits, the style of running, where those plays are going to hit, wrapping up, gang tackling, all that stuff. But one of the things we have improved in is on our tackling. But we're going to get tested this week.
Hey, Coach O, this is William with Tiger Rag. I wanted to ask you, what was the staff's evaluation on the play of Mason Smith in his first go at defensive end in a kind of unconventional way that he didn't really get after the passer like normal?
Yeah, if he'd have been a 5 technique, it'd have been great. But what happened is we had to play a 4 technique. He's never played that. He played okay. So did Ali Gay, but they were put in a bad position. That wasn't their forte. I think you'll see him at the end this week playing a regular left or right end, whatever technique they would play regularly. I think you'll see him play better.
To follow up on also a couple of young guys that you talked about during the fall camp, but Savion Jones, Bryce Langston, and Landon Jackson.
Yeah.
Are those guys expected to get some time at some point?
Yeah, we'll see. They're coming. They're coming. Some of them playing on special teams. They've all played a snap or two. I think that eventually they were going to be very good players. So they just have some really good players in front of them.
Hey, Coach, Matthew Bruni from 24/7 Sports. You mentioned Jay Ward being back. Just how exactly does he help this defense, whether it's being a leader or just getting the secondary and organized? Just what does he do for this defense?
I think, first of all, it gives everybody confidence. He's a playmaker. He seems to be at the right place at the right time. He has a great knack for getting to the ball. He's a good tackler. He's good in coverage. He's really a cornerback playing safety. And, obviously, if you're a cornerback, you can cover very well. And then if you're a safety, you can tackle very well. And he can do both. So he's a really good player. He's a really tough player, a great young man. And, it just gives us a lot of confidence that he's going to be in the right spot at the right time, and he can open field tackle.
Hey, Ed. It looked like we saw Mike Jones play a little bit more at linebacker this past weekend against Mississippi State. Is he kind of making that trend? Is he catching up a little bit?
Sure.
Or was it all kind of a product of playing a team that's going to throw the ball as much as it did?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of both. But Mike has been in there in the rotation this week and has done very well. There are some situations that I think that he can really help us against this team, and some positions we can play him at, and he can do very well. But he is making tremendous progress, especially about taking on blocks and playing the run inside the box.
Hey, Coach, I know obviously you can't talk about recruits, but I was just curious, have you gotten to know Jamie Howard at all? And do you know kind of what he went through in this LSU Auburn series in the past, and what kind of man he is?
Well, obviously I can talk about Jamie as an ex-player, and I've always known him to be very, very supportive. And I don't know exactly, all the stories and stuff. I wasn't here. All I know is he's been very supportive of us every time he's come around.
Yeah, hey, Coach. I mean, just in terms of the running game, I know that's something that's been a hot topic for this offense, just trying to get it off the ground a little bit. Just what kind of strides have you seen, maybe this week in practice that kind of leads you to believe you guys can have a good weekend this week?
Well, I'll bet the answer that Saturday night about midnight, okay? Really, because, you just never can tell until you get tested on the field. But there's some new techniques we tried up front. We've been a little bit more aggressive in our blocking schemes. There's some different plays that we're doing. We think that our guys can do a very good job of. Our running backs can. But we need to see on Saturday night. I'll tell you Saturday night at 12.
Cam Wire, is he still on track to play Saturday?
Yeah, I think Cam's going to play. He had been on the gold jersey most of the week, but today his gold jersey was off. I think that he can play. We haven't made a decision yet, but you definitely going to see him play. Is that it?
Coach, I want to ask you one other thing about is Coach Falk going to be back on the sideline this weekend?
I don't think so. Yeah, I told
Last
him.
name?
I told him this is about your family. I'm sure they're still grieving. It's very hard. Take care of your family. They're first. You're a Tiger, and take the time to take care of your family.
I know that.
Coach, I wanted to ask you about Derek Mason and what you've seen at Auburn so far.
Yeah, I watched him today. Stevie's very multiple. He can switch his fronts from a 4-3 to a 3-4, play man, play zone, and blitz just like he did. Derek's basically was a 3-4 guy and a very good guy at attacking protections. He's got some talent. He's got some talented corners. He's got some speed. He's got some great linebackers that he can blitz. But I think that most, when you look at Auburn, is their front. They're averaging 99 yards giving up a game. They're very good at getting to the football. They play a four-man front. Those guys get a lot of tackles for loss, a lot of sacks. They're very active. Their cornerbacks press. They play off. Their safeties are very involved. So just a regular 4-2-5 defense, a 3-4 defense, and blitz when you have to.
Coach, I know you can't project to predict when these things are going to happen, but the ability for your defense to cause turnovers the last two games have been very beneficial. You got a touchdown on one and set up another first score of last week's game. And you just talk about just something like that obviously playing a big role in a game like Saturday.
Yeah, we sell that or winning the turnover battle. We're since we started with 31-4 when we won the turnover battle, so we sell that to the team. We give them that stat. And it helped us jumpstart our game last week, and it's going to make a difference. And we say big plays fuel emotion, so causing turnovers is a big part of our defense. Thank you, guys.